LSU takes the practice fields for their first spring under Brian Kelly on Thursday, which is today, while you're watching this video probably. Kelly previewed what the spring should look like, where things stand heading into the 15 practices, and much more from a 40-minute plus conference. And for some people, that's a bit too much, not gonna lie. So I watched it for you, and in this video, I'll talk to you about what I found the most important topics, right? So the first thing you should know is this. The players are bought into what Brian Kelly is doing. Because you gotta know, this roster is a mix of players that Coach O recruited, plus the transfers, and then just the new guys in general that got recruited. So they're just a bunch of mixed elements that form this team. So it's good to hear from Brian Kelly about how the players see this as a new environment and how they want to get used to this and make it their new normal. From how they handle the new strength staff to answering all their nutritional information to make sure they can compete at the highest level, and then their standards of education, because if you remember under Coach O, that was a bit of a problem, not gonna lie to you guys. So it's good to hear that Brian Kelly has basically rebuilt certain aspects of this LSU staff that isn't just what's on the field and that players are bought in. The second is that LSU will have 84 scholarship players by fall camp, which to me shocked me a bit. Back in January, they only had 39 scholarship players, but with a mix of recruiting, portal, and all that is in between that, they will get to 84 players by fall camp. So if anyone were to tell you that Brian Kelly cannot recruit the Louisiana and the South, well then, he just proved them wrong. Third is that LSU wants to compete this year. A common thing that was talked about was competition, of how no spots are locked. You got to compete to earn them. Sure, seniority does take priority, but you still have to earn your shot to be on this SEC team. And I feel that's a mentality you want your team to have if your coach has that mentality as well, because you gotta remember, Brian Kelly could have stayed at Notre Dame, stay on his independent schedule, and just have winning seasons, but he wanted to go to the SEC to compete with the best and fight and play for national championships. And if your coach is having that mentality, his staff is having that mentality, that goes to the players as well. So you have this built-in, bought-in team that, in all seriousness, could compete this year. I don't know how well they can compete, but I honestly do believe every game they play will be tough. And that's all you can hope for. And that leads me into my fourth and final point. A bit obvious, but LSU currently does not have a starting quarterback. With the room LSU has, Brian Kelly expects competition to see who can run his and Mike Denbrock's offense the best. Some days, Jane Daniels may get the starting reps, or Miles Brennan will, or Nussmeier. Whoever can run Denbrock's and Brian Kelly's offense the best will be starting. But yes, as I did say, reps will be given out most of the time by seniority. So that will lead to Miles Brennan getting the first reps most of the time, depending on what they're doing. So if you are a Brennan truther, there's a win for you right there. I will say there are more points to what Brian Kelly said in this 40-minute press conference. How he expects big years from Jack Besh, and John Emery has finally figured out his education problems and, expects a big year from him. So if you do have the time, I do suggest watching his 40-minute press conference. He goes into so much more detail of how these players are being bought in to what he is doing, how he expects competitions to go, how he will be splitting reps during the spring and into the fall, of how he got certain transfers in, like Jane Daniels, and just it's so refreshing hearing Brian Kelly talk compared to Coach O. Like, I liked Coach O. He is what you expect from a LSU coach, but he wasn't what LSU needed, and Brian Kelly has shown he is what you expect from the coach of Louis LSU, and the future in LSU has looks bright, and I hope you guys will continue on with me through this journey of me covering LSU as they go into this Brian Kelly era. And if you do want to continue on, like, subscribe, comment. I'm like one away from 40 if I haven't hit already by recording this video. And also, if you want, follow me on Twitter right there. And if you want to see my takes when videos go live, what I'm working on, that's where you go. Because I currently do not have a community tab. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video. Next video is something 49ers related. I have some stuff in the works. I don't know what it will be the end product, but it's in the works. So I hope you guys will stick with me, and see you guys next time.